Brazil is out. Neymar is gone. And it all happened in the same 90 minutes. Let that sink in for a second. Brazil, five-time World Cup champions, the most successful team the sport has ever seen, just got eliminated. And in the same breath, Neymar, the greatest goal scorer in the country's history, walked away from the national team forever. Not next year, not after a break, right there on the field in tears. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly how this collapse happened, why Neymar chose this exact moment to end it, and what this means for Brazilian football going forward. And trust me, there's a detail near the end about where this all started that's going to give you chills. Let's get into it. First, let's set the stage. This was the round of 16. Win, and you're in the quarterfinals, chasing title number 6. Lose, and you're on a plane home. Brazil walked in as favorites. Big surprise there, right? They always are. In theory, this is basically a formality. Brazil has the talent, the history, the swagger. In practice, football doesn't care about your resume, and Brazil was about to learn that the hard way. Their opponent was Norway. Now, quick gut check. When's the last time you heard Norway and World Cup contender in the same sentence? Exactly. Norway had never even made it to a World Cup quarterfinal in their entire history, ever. This is a team that's usually happy just showing up, but here's where it gets interesting. Norway didn't come to play a supporting role. They came with a plan, and more importantly, they came with Erling Haaland. If you don't follow football closely, here's the quick version. Haaland is basically a scoring machine wearing a human costume. He's terrifyingly efficient, ice-cold under pressure, and built like he was assembled specifically to punish defenders. Against Brazil, he scored twice. 2 goals from one guy was the entire difference in the match. Final score, 2-1, Norway. You know the type, the player who shows up once every generation and just breaks the script. Brazil had no answer for him. None. Here's the thing that makes this loss sting even more. Brazil wasn't blown out. It wasn't embarrassing. It was close, painfully close. They had chances, they pushed, they even got a goal back late. But close doesn't matter in a knockout game. There's no next leg, no aggregate score, no do-over. One bad half, one clinical opponent, and your entire tournament is over. This sounds simple. It isn't. That's the brutal math of knockout football. You can play well and still go home. Now let's talk about Neymar, because this is where the story stops being about a scoreline and starts being about a legacy. Heading into this World Cup, Neymar wasn't even a guaranteed starter. He'd been dealing with a calf issue, then a hamstring strain. Injuries had chased him around for years at this point. Across the entire tournament, he played a grand total of 37 minutes. 37! That's less than one full half of football. But here's the payoff you've been waiting for. In the dying minutes of the Norway match, with Brazil down and desperate, the coach threw Neymar on as a substitute. And in second-half stoppage time, basically the last chance anyone was getting, Neymar stepped up and scored a penalty, his only goal of the entire tournament. A consolation, sure, Brazil still lost, but it turned out to be so much more than a consolation. It was his final act in a Brazil shirt. Right after the final whistle, Neymar made it official. Done. Retired from international football effective immediately. And here's the detail that makes this genuinely poetic. He made his very first appearance for Brazil at that exact same stadium, back in 2010, 16 years earlier. Same building, same lights. He literally said it himself. It started here and it finished here. He walked away as Brazil's all-time leading scorer, 80 goals in 129 appearances, ahead of Pelé. And he was in tears doing it. His teammates had to console him on the field. Let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just star player retires. Neymar wasn't just a player for Brazil. He was the story of Brazilian football for over 15 years. The pressure, the criticism, the injuries, the comparisons to legends before he'd even turned 20. He carried all of it. And now that chapter is closed on the exact same night the team's World Cup dream died too. That's not just bad timing. That's the end of an era dressed up as a single unlucky Sunday. So what now? Brazil's captain already came out and said the quiet part out loud. It's time for patience with the next generation. Translation, the rebuild starts now.
and rebuilds are never clean. In theory, Brazil just plugs in the next wonder kid and moves on like nothing happened. They've got the talent pipeline for it. In practice, replacing a generational figure like Neymar doesn't happen in one cycle. It takes years. Sometimes it never fully happens at all. So here's the bottom line. Brazil got knocked out of the World Cup, and in that exact same moment, Neymar closed the book on his international career, right back where he opened it 16 years earlier. One era ended, a new, uncertain one just began. So I want to know what you think. Does Brazil bounce back stronger than ever, or is this the start of a real drought for the most successful nation in World Cup history? Drop your prediction in the comments, and if you want more breakdowns like this the moment something big happens, go ahead and subscribe, because this World Cup is nowhere near done surprising us.